So this week I'm fabricating a new bulkhead, or well, making a start on it anyway, and this will be the culmination of this video, about 4 hours worth of work. This time lapse here I'm just measuring up, getting my maximum height and widths, and then I'll come back and do the curves with a template. So that's my measurements. And now you're going to see me start to prep the alley, so laying down some sheets to protect it, and then measuring it out. Obviously, you know the score. Measure twice, thrice, however many times. I think I measured this whole thing about 4 times in order to make sure it was right. And I ended up being a 30-second over my dimensions, which is fine because I'm going to trim it back with tin snips anyway and get a nice clean edge to work with. You'll see that in a second. And then once this is done, as I don't have a guillotine, unfortunately. I could really use a big one, but I don't. Same with the press brake. So it's shears and hand tin snips to make this happen. So here I'm just starting to trim the edges and create the curve. This is all measured up off the original bulkhead, and I made a cardboard template sketch round. So here you can see I've started, and yeah, I'm just using a set of tin snips to make it happen. All marked out now in die-chem red, and as you can see here, I've sort of come in, I think it was 1 3/4 inches, and made a line to follow for the bead. And then this next video is just going to be me rolling the bead. So that's the main bulkhead panel done. As you see, a couple of little bits of the edge where the bead wasn't perfect, but I'll fix that. And now I'm working on the stiffening plates that will be riveted to the front of the panel. So this is because the alley is, I'm not sure what grade it is. I got it in a job lot a while ago, and I think it's fairly, well, it's probably just a standard fabrication grade. It's not like an SN5 or anything like that, which would be much better. So I'm going to double up the plates at the footwell areas and along the top where the hood mounts to it, which will just make everything nice and stiff and hopefully last a lot longer. So they'll get riveted on with some tiger seal behind it, and yeah, what I'm doing here is running a bead around the outside and then running an X pattern through the centre with a really deep tool. You'll see just how deep it is in a second, compared to what I use for the autocar. So that V there is probably about twice as deep as the one that I rolled in the autocar's steel panels. And I'd have used steel for the Kenworth, but I had the alley, so is what it is, and it also won't rot out the same, which is nice. So just measuring up for the rivet holes now, and then so I'll centre punch them, and next week I will rivet these on and make a start on the central hump where the turbo goes.